Starts right now.
All right, so you've seen them. You probably thought about buying them. You know those COVID tests that you can take at home? Well, those results come in minutes, but there's a catch. That story's coming up. But first, imagine you're in your vehicle and a massive tree suddenly collapses. That's exactly what happened at an Alamo Heights shopping center during peak business hours. And amazingly, nobody was hurt.
This tree is huge. That is amazing since the parking lot was full when this happened. One man was actually in his truck, this truck, when that tree came crashing down.
The night team's John Paul Barajas spoke with him about those very tense moments. Watch.
I'm alive, buddy. 10 seconds slower. You see where that limb is? That's where I'd be right now. And it would not be good.
A massive oak tree came crashing down into a packed shopping center off Broadway and just before Austin Highway this afternoon. According to the Alamo Heights Fire Department, no one was hurt, but 6 cars were significantly damaged. Robert Perrell was closing the door to his green Dodge when he heard a loud crack.
And I was standing right beside it when it snapped and fell over. I ducked down against the van on the other side of my truck, and that's when the whole thing fell over, and I just kind of edged along the edge.
Although his truck is crushed, it and the white van next to it held up the giant tree just enough to let Perrell walk away from what could have ended his life.
Do you have any scrapes or did you hit it all?
That was it.
You're clean.
Well, I'm clean. God is good. God is good, buddy.
Fire officials say they're still investigating what led the tree to snap. But Perrell and others who were in the area, like Pat Rendon, who was lucky enough to be able to drive her car off the lot, believe it was because of the rotting roots and just lack of care.
For them to recover their monetary multi, it's going to be tough, I bet.
Just take it day by day. I'll probably have my heart attack over all this later tonight. So we'll take that as it comes.
And we spoke to a city employee who was out here, and he said they're working with the property owners to figure out what went wrong and who is responsible for this tree, adding priority number 1 is to get this tree removed. Now, since we've been here, they've already done a lot of work cutting down a lot of the branches to get some of the cars that could still be driven off the lot out of here, but you can still see Robert's green Dodge underneath that large part of the tree. The white van that helped him stay alive is right here. And even a little bit more to the right, you got 2 more vehicles still completely trapped and crushed underneath the tree. So obviously still a lot more work to be done here. We'll continue following this story and bring you the latest. John Paul Barajas, KSAT 12 News.
Just incredible. No one was hurt. Thanks, John Paul. One San Antonio police officer now off the force as he deals with his own legal troubles. Officers arrested Desi Rios for DWI back in July. At the time, he was suspended without pay. On November 1st, he resigned. The defenders tracked at least 3 road rage incidents involving Rios. The latest included that DWI arrest. Police say that Rios crashed into another driver near O'Connor and Stall roads and then drove off. The victim followed Rios and confronted him. That man says that Rios then beat him. Court records list DWI and failure to stop and give information as the charges against him. Rios remains under investigation for assault.
Now, one San Antonio family hoping for a Thanksgiving miracle. They really want to see their 13-year-old girl. There's an Amber Alert right now out for Bella Martinez. She was last seen yesterday afternoon near Hot Wells Middle School. Police do have a suspect in this case. You see him there on the right side of your screen. Police are looking for 17-year-old Ariel Moreno. He drives a gold Chevy Impala with a dent in the right passenger side door. So if you see him or the vehicle or Bella, call police.
2 other news we're following tonight. The Kyle Rittenhouse trial coming to an end after 4 days of deliberations. The jury acquitting him on the 5 charges that he was facing. Rittenhouse cried as he heard the not guilty verdicts in court. He was 17 years old when he traveled to Kenosha, Wisconsin during protests over the police shooting of Jacob Blake. Amid the unrest, Rittenhouse shot 3 people, killing 2 of them. Prosecutors argue that Rittenhouse provoked those around him. Defense attorneys argue that Rittenhouse was under attack. The teen says he was defending himself.
Here, the jurors could evaluate for themselves what happened. They actually asked in the jury deliberation process to see those videos again. They were deciding a very specific legal question. Do they think that the prosecutors proved beyond a reasonable doubt that it wasn't self-defense.
Wisconsin's lieutenant governor, who is black, says that he saw a racial double standard in this case. Here in San Antonio, local activist Camilla Factory felt the same way.
There's a clear double standard in America in the way that Black Americans are convicted compared to that of white Americans that are convicted, even when it comes down to domestic terrorism.
Kenosha County's district attorney says the office respects the jury's decision. Law enforcement remain on standby outside of the courthouse there to deal with any fallout from that not guilty verdict. But so far, things have been peaceful.
Now, turning now to the pandemic, it is official. Any adult can get a booster shot. The CDC and FDA signed off on anyone 18 and up getting a Pfizer or Moderna vaccine as their third dose. That would come 6 months after being fully vaccinated. Now, if you got a Johnson & Johnson vaccine, you'd only need to wait 2 months to be eligible for your next round. And here's the thing, you are able to get a different brand for that third dose. The CDC urging everyone to get vaccinated in order to avoid a COVID surge during the holidays. Now, here's what else has been surging. Home prices. We know that you noticed for the first time, the median price for a home in San Antonio is just over $300,000. Amazing.
We've seen that number rise steadily, though, as the number of people who call San Antonio home continues to rise. In October of last year, the median price stood at just over $259,000. Now it's at $305,000. That's according to the San Antonio Board of Realtors. Felix and Rosalinda Reyna left Kingsville ready to continue their retirement in San Antonio. They hope to soon find a home of their own, but they know they will need to act fast in this seller's market.
Buyers have to be prepared. They have to be pre-approved. They must know when they get out there what they're going to be dealing with.
Realtors say homes are selling within days or even just hours after hitting the market.
Now, coming up, we know this big night for high school football. Greg Simmons has the big plays, scores, and of course, the fan cam, your big game coverage coming up.
Plus, remember the Hyduck family? They adopted 6 children a year ago. Tonight, we check back in with them as they keep up with this high-energy household.
And here's a question. Have you thought about getting an at-home COVID-19 test for the holidays? How do you know they're accurate? Well, you're going to hear from the experts. That's next on the Nightbeat. Welcome back. We know the countdown is on 6 days until Thanksgiving, and some of you may be considering getting an at-home COVID test.
You might have already seen them at the grocery store, the local pharmacy. They come in just about under $30, certainly convenient, but how reliable are they? The Night Team's Patty Santos speaks with the experts.
Add an at-home COVID-19 test kit to your grocery list, along with a turkey and pumpkin pie this holiday season.
I was not sure at first, but then I looked online and at the CDC site and read about the at-home COVID tests.
After some research, Eric Tate said one of these at-home tests was a good investment as he gets ready to see family.
My grandmother is there, and we want to make sure that we're testing negative before we go and visit with her. So I bought some tests for that reason.
Dr. Ruth Berggren says it's a good extra safety precaution to have around.
If that positive test from the home test keeps you from getting on a bus or plane or train or going to visit a loved one in the hospital, then that is a really, really good thing.
But no, the quick result tests are not perfect. Testing before symptoms show up could result in a false negative.
If you have a positive test, you can believe it. If you have a negative test, it's not quite as reliable.
The accuracy depends on how strong the symptoms are and how well you follow the directions. Some tests are about 85% accurate, others lower. The FDA has approved about a dozen over-the-counter tests. Some results as quick as 15 minutes. They come in handy even if you're vaccinated.
We're all vaccinated and pretty precautious with everything.
Everybody's vaccinated but me.
Kids as young as 2 years old can be tested with them. It'll save you time and peace of mind.
If they're quick and easy, instead of, setting appointments and going out, then you can just do them at home and figure out from there, so it's easier.
Users are recommended to follow up with their doctor. Patty Santos, KSAT 12 News.
An update now to a local family that we first introduced you to this time last year. The Heiduck family adopted 6 children during National Adoption Month. A year later, energies remain high, but sleep, that's a little harder to come by.
We got numbers of pictures of me taking a nap on the couch or with two, sometimes 3 kids cuddle up around me. Yeah, that's satisfying and helps me get the sleep that we get a little less of.
Heather and Jamie Heiduck say that they are still happy they made that decision to grow their family of 6 to a family of 12. They celebrated the anniversary with a trip to a trampoline park. The Heiducks say that while some of the siblings may have been more reserved at the beginning, a year has given them a chance to showcase all of their personalities.
It's a trick that they brought them there. They brought them there so they could just get rid of all that energy, so they're able to go to sleep.
Hey, that is a parent win.
Live cam right now over the San Antonio Zoo, and we know that you see the lights, the beautiful holiday lights there at the zoo. Beautiful, 54 degrees right now.
And I will actually be live from those lights, I believe, Monday at 5 and 6 p.m.
Nice.
Zoo lights. Let's talk about our weather, though. Warmer weekend. The humidity returns as we get into Saturday evening and even into Sunday. You'll notice it. It's going to be a brief return of the humidity. Rain possible by Thanksgiving. Our weather pattern could become active at that point. So let's get right to it. Today, we started off at 48 this morning, topped out at 67 this afternoon. Both a little below average. We're going to see those numbers climb into the weekend, especially those afternoon temperatures. 55 right now with that dew point at 40. So obviously a lack of humidity in the air, not muggy outside despite that southeasterly wind. So dew point's generally near 40, but the wind is going to kick up off the Gulf of Mexico this weekend. And notice what that does to our humidity, our dew points. Well, that wind off the Gulf tomorrow morning, you're not going to notice it, but by tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow evening, that's when dew points are back at and into the 60s. So you'll notice that mugginess back in the air by about sunset Saturday. Sunday, brief stint of humidity, then a cold front sweeps it away and gets it out of here for the early part of next week. All right, let's talk temperatures. We know the humidity is going to be back for part of the weekend. What about temperatures? Already down to 49 in Bulverde, 49 in Comfort now, and Rio Medina. Stinson now at 54 degrees, and for the most part, we've got a mixture of 50s and 40s on the map. Tomorrow morning, most of us upper 40s right near 50 degrees. 46, though, Gonzales, 48, Hondo, 50, Cotulla. In and around San Antonio, Timberwood Park, 46, Castroville, 48, along with Lavernia and Stone Oak, 46 in the morning. So, yeah, a chill in the air, early risers, long sleeves, maybe even the light jacket as well. But by the afternoon, shorts and short sleeves are fine. We're going to warm up quickly, and we'll be well into the 70s by the afternoon. Even near 80 degrees on Sunday before that weak cool front drops us back into the upper 60s for highs by Monday. So a fairly quiet weather pattern right now. There's a little bit of activity in the Pacific Northwest, but we're focusing on the Pacific Ocean now, far west of California here. This little dip in the upper level flow, that disturbance is going to push our way, and that's going to be our Thanksgiving Day disturbance that should drum up some rain chances, not just here, but across a good portion of Texas. So in the 70s this weekend, partly cloudy tomorrow, turning breezy on Sunday, a 20% chance of showers. We boost those rain chances a bit on Thanksgiving. Of course, there's a lot of uncertainty with it, but some parts of Texas could see some heavy and widespread rainfall on Thanksgiving. We'll keep you updated.
All right. Thanks, Adam.
All right, thank you very much. Now we're going to go to our friend Greg Simmons. So some upsets tonight in high school football.
Yeah, we call this Austin Week because it's Austin-based teams going against San Antonio-based team, and Austin pretty much wins out. I counted 6 teams had their season come to a close, but one undefeated season remains. When we come back, we show you who's in, who's out, and who's headed to the state championship in volleyball. We will show you coming up.
Big game coverage, playoff edition.
I like the nice touch at the end. Playoff edition. The Steel Knights put their undefeated record on the line tonight against Vandergrift Vipers from the Austin area in the second round of the 6A playoffs. And this would be a long night for Steel. Take it to the second quarter. The Vipers are leading 7-0. They're poised to strike again. Quarterback Braden Buchanan fakes the handoff, then throws a rocket to Graydon Spring for the 13-yard TD. 14-0 Vipers. Still in the second quarter. Vipers on the move again. Buchanan here drops the snap, picks it up, avoids the rush, hits Ryan Shepard right in stride, and the strike scores right into the end zone. 21-yard scores, 21-0. Still in the second second quarter. 30 seconds to go. The Vipers on the Steel 1 yard line. Buchanan drops the snap again this time, but he scoops up, runs it in. Vandergrift scored 3 touchdowns in the second quarter to take a 28-0 lead at halftime. The final from Linhoff is 38-0. Steel season is over. The Alamo Heights Mules, one of only 3 teams in 12's top 12, still undefeated, going into tonight's second round of the playoffs and wanting to keep it that way. Mules take the opening kickoff. Bennett Angulo fakes a reverse handoff, and then he finds a seam, cuts it upfield. He's flying downfield. Looks like he's going to score, but he gets dragged down at the 8-yard line. Mules stay on the ground. Quarterback James Sobey keeps it on the option read, and he cuts through the McCallum defense to the 5-yard score, 7-0 Alamo Heights. Let's see if the Mules move on in the 5A playoffs. They do, 55-28. Check out the full moon tonight over Ferris Stadium, where the champion Chargers looking to advance to the third round of the 5A playoffs. But Liberty Hill would try and have something to say about that. First quarter, the Panthers pounce on the Chargers. Running back Noah Long turns the corner, stiff arms one defender, turns on the Jets. Watch him just fly by your TV screen here. 71 yards all the way to the house. 7-0 Liberty Hill. They go on to lead 14-0. Final from Ferris, 51-14. Let's head to the Alamo Dome, where the Southwest cheerleaders on the sidelines trying to fire up the fans. The Dragons are down 14-0 in the third. Corpus Christi Veterans Memorial marching downfield. Running back Tracy Jones gets a handoff, bounces to the outside, gets inside the 10. First and goal for the Eagles now. They stay on the ground. Cameron Della Pena comes in motion, gets a handout, goes to the far corner for the touchdown. The Eagles have missed the extra point, 20-0. So that get the big game coverage scoreboard to see if Southwest survives. They do not, 26-7. Their season is over. Vandergrift over Steel, 38-0, eliminating the Knights. Alamo Heights marches on over Austin McCallum, 55-28. And Liberty Hill ends Bernie champion season, 51-14. The Bernie Greyhounds made it to town to face Corpus Christi Miller in the second round of the 4A Division I playoffs at Alamo Stadium, but they find themselves down 7-0 early. That's when Bernie bites back in the second quarter. Quarterback Rayshawn Galloway takes a snap and takes off, following his blockers all the way in for the 9-yard score, 7-7. Let's see if they were to pull it off. They did, 63-14. Before the Battling Billies faced Cal Allen in 4A Division I playoffs, had to decide who gets the ball first. The Billies came to battle on 11 of Cal Allen. Play action pass from Cole Emmel to Logan Metzger on the slant. 7-0 Battling Billies. The final from Jordandon. Let's see if they get it. And they do. Fredericksburg advances 14-10. Wimberley fans fired up because they had a 24-0 lead over Ingleside in the second quarter when we arrived at Gustafson Stadium. Texans show no signs of stopping. Running back Moses Ray gets a handout, watching move through the line into the secondary. He makes a last defender miss on his way for that 27-yard touchdown. Wimberley was up 31-0 at that point. Let's make it official who's advancing in the playoffs. And we go back to the big game coverage scoreboard to find out. Wimberley with a big shutout here, 66-0. Bernie over Miller. They survived 63-14 in a big way. Navarro on the road in Beeville, 55-7. And it's Fredericksburg over Cal Allen, 14-10. All Saints from Fort Worth trying to end the Central Catholic Buttons season in Belton tonight. Buttons up 10-7 in the second. Strike again. Quarterback Silas Gomez fakes the handoff and fools the defense. The photographer too. Gomez lets it fly. A wide open Jackson Deason. The 40-yard score makes it 17-7 Central. The final from Belton. Look at that. 38-28 Central Catholic moving on. Shiner cheerleaders had plenty to yell about tonight as they're looking to repeat its 2A state champs, facing Three Rivers and Livonia. Shiner up 7-0. Going to add to that. Check out the running back here, Doug Brooks. He's huge, but look at him move. He turns the corner, gets down the sideline, gone 56 yards to pay dirt, 14-0. Let's see if the Comanches stay undefeated. They do, 64-7. The Kennedy cheerleaders throwing T-shirts for the fans in the stands as they go up against Schulenburg in New Braunfels. Schulenburg up 16-6, and they're going to add to that lead. Orlando Adami takes the snap, and it's the Wildcat. He follows the blockers to the sideline. No one is going to even lay a hand on him. He goes 63 yards, untouched down the sideline to put the Shorthorns up. It's 23-6. Back to the big game coverage scoreboard to see if that has gone final. Not yet. Still in the fourth, 37-12. Schulenburg. It is Shiner over Three Rivers, 64-7, staying undefeated. Number one in the sub-5A poll for us. Central Catholic over Fort Worth All Saints, 38-28. They're advancing on. And Granger over Yorktown, ending their season 56-48. Five-time state champion, the Refugio Bobcats, looking for number 6 as they face Flatonia tonight in the 2A playoffs. Refugio scored on the first possession. Looking for more. Quarterback Keelan Brown, play action pass to Jordan Kelly on the receiver screen. Gets a great block to spring him down the sideline. Gets away from one defender at the 20. Stiff arms another for the 70-yard score. 14-0 back. Bobcats back to the big game coverage scoreboard to see if that has gone final. It has. 69-20 where Refugio advances on. Lake Travis over East Central eating the Hornet season, 56-14. Poteet season is over as well. Vanderbilt Industrial with a 14-13 edge on that one. And Holy Cross season falls as well, 40-7. We're just getting started with the big game coverage, including big game coverage road trip, more highlights, more scores, and the state high school volleyball semifinals. But first, let's listen to the Eagle Pass Win Mavericks Marching Band. Our big game Game Coverage Road Trip has Larry and photographer Eddie Latigo with 3 stops in 2 towns, twice in San Marcos, once in Buda. That's where we find our Larry Ramirez live from Shelton Stadium, and nobody stayed around to hear your report. That is sad.
Nobody stayed around, Greg, but it's okay because it means I can have more fun in this stadium by myself. You know what? It was a great night for high school football, but the final scores were not so great for those teams on the road trip. The Unicorns storming the field to face their toughest test of the season in Austin Westlake. Opening drive, Unicorns quarterback Aiden Bauman rolls to his right and connects with Landon Marsh, and that's good for a first down, but New Braunfels would punt the ball 4 plays later. So, Westlake ball now. Quarterback Cade Klubnik fires to Keaton Kubeka, and that's good for a 33-yard touchdown and a chap strike first, 7-0, capping off a 6-play drive. The Smithson Valley student section is always loud and proud. The Rangers playing Austin Bowie at Texas State Bobcat Stadium. Late second quarter, Bulldogs ball. Quarterback Grayson for Dory on the option pitches the ball to Noah Camacho, man, and he gets down to the Rangers 7 after an 11-yard gain. 2 plays later, Dory scores from 3 yards away, and Bowie leads the Rangers 21-7, which was your halftime score. Last stop, Shelton Stadium, right here in Buda for Floresville and Leander Rouse. Tigers down 38-13 at halftime. Third quarter, opening drive, Tigers ball. Quarterback Braden Fuller play action and throws to Brandon Cortez for a 25-yard touchdown. 2-point conversion was no good, and the Tigers trailed 38-19. Let's go to the scoreboard now, and Westlake goes on to win 70-7. That was a 6A D2 contest, and Austin Bowie edged out Smithson Valley 28-21 in a 6A D1 playoff contest. And right here, Leander Rouse is your winner, 59-19. That is 5A D2. And you know what, Greg? I don't know if this will reach if I start running and doing crazy stuff, but you know what? I got all this stadium, and I know I got a little time to fill, so I'm just going to relax and toss it back to you, Greg.
All
Take
right,
it away.
that's the way to do it. That's the way to do it, my friend. Safe travels home. Brandeis Volleyball taking the court at the Curtis Colwell Center in Garland for the first time in program history, taking on Bridgeland in the Class 6A state semifinals. Broncos up 2-1 and tied 14-all in the 4th set when they pull away for good. TCU commit Jalen Gibson serves, and they mix the back line for an ace, 16-14. Brandeis and fellow future Horned Frog Carly Ferris finds Emma Halstead for a shot off the block and down, 19-14 Broncos. And Halstead's got the hot hand here. She drills another spike right down the middle. Broncos going to win 3-1. They will play for the state title tomorrow night. Even more special after a rough stretch in the 3rd set.
Taking that momentum, at least coming back a little closer. It was a big stretch at one point, and we knew that we had to come back, and have that energy and fight to show that we weren't going to be done, we weren't going to give up.
Our community and our bench and just our team in general, how close we are as a school, as a program, I think that's really led us to get to where we are today, because honestly, I don't think we could do it without the support system that we have.
Earlier in the afternoon, Class 5A semifinals between Canyon and Grapevine. This one all the way to the 5th set. Cougarettes keeping pace. Courtney Pope hits one off the block and down that ties it at 2. Then Kyla Malone drills a shot to the back line, comes up with a big block on the ensuing return. We're tied at 5 points apiece, but Grapevine closes out on a 10-5 run to clinch the victory. The Cougarettes fall short in the semifinals, 3-2.
There's been so many great memories, and I couldn't be more grateful to end my high school career with this team. It's been a blast.
And good luck to UTSA tomorrow, playing for the Conference USA West Division Championship for the first time in school history. Back to Dome.
Pretty awesome. I kind of want to go back out and see what Larry's He's still resting out there.
Let's make sure that he's awake.
Yeah.
He's got all the lights on, too.
We'll be right back after this.
If you have an early morning tea time, especially in the hill country, you want to have the long sleeves, but be ready to shed the long sleeves for short sleeves, especially by the midday. We'll be well into the 60s then. But morning temperatures widespread mid-upper 40s. By the afternoon, we'll top out in the 70s. That chance of rain comes back into the picture by Thanksgiving.
All right.
Thanks, Adam. That does it for the Night Beat. Good Morning San Antonio starts at 6.
Have a wonderful weekend. We'll see you on Monday.